Hey, why not Cordova Palms in St. Augustine, Florida? You're probably doing some research right now and are thinking about moving to somewhere in St. Augustine, Florida or St. Johns County. Well, in today's video, we're here at Cordova Palms, a new master plan community right here in St. Augustine. We're going to be talking about the builders, the location, the amenities. Let's go check it out. All right, so let's talk about its location. So Cordova Palms is located east of I-95 and it's off of Route 1. So if I pan out to my, behind me here, you're gonna see that metal frame. So that metal frame is the entrance of Cordova Palms, and that's actually where the railroad tracks are. So right before you go in, there's some railroad tracks, but that's the main entrance there, and that's Route 1 right there. So that's where it's located. It's located east of 95 and off of Route 1. So what's great about the location is that you're very close to downtown St. Augustine and all the beaches that are down there too. So St. Augustine Beach, Vilano Beach. So all the action and the fun that downtown St. Augustine brings, you're basically about anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes from downtown St. Augustine. That's right. So Cordova Palms is about 15, well, maybe if you have a heavy foot, you can make it there in 10 minutes, but it's usually about 15 to 20 minutes from downtown St. Augustine. And a drive to downtown Jacksonville is about 40 to 45 minutes away. Hey, so make sure you stick to the end of this video because there's something bizarre or unique about Cordova Palms. So make sure you stick to the end because I think it's something you should know about before you decide to move down here. All right. But before we move on, let me give you two clues. Here's clue number one. Here's clue number two. Stay tuned, folks. All right, so let's talk about its size. So Cordova Palms is approximately 343 acres. And so about 277 acres of that are gonna be uplands, and then 66 acres of that are gonna be wetlands. All right, and so in terms of how many houses or dwelling units were approved here, Cordova Palms has been approved for 750 dwelling units. And it's also been approved for 150,000 square feet, 150,000 square feet of commercial space. So as you can see behind me, they're still building, lots of new construction. This place is pretty big. And, unfortunately we couldn't give you aerial footage because we're so close to the airport that we couldn't fly our drone because they would literally interfere with, like a plane could literally hit it if we threw it up. So like if you'll see behind me, there's a plane that's, I don't know if you can see, there's a plane. Just went out of view, but it just came in, and then this one over here, you see it's circling. So I mean, there's planes left and right here. Every 5 minutes, you're gonna hear a plane. All right, so in terms of builders, there are two builders here, and that's Pulte Homes and Dreamfinders Homes. Now, when I pan this way, you're gonna see that Pulte Homes just started building their model home. They're gonna bring their Whitestone model here to Cordova Palms. And so they're not even up and running yet, but they just came in at the beginning of this year, and then you'll see the Dreamfinders model homes right behind me over here. So as I was saying earlier, as you can see, there are tons of planes flying around every 5 minutes here at Cordova Palms. All right, so let's talk about the types of homes. So Dreamfinders Homes is offering 43 and 53 foot lot homes. So those are the model homes behind me. They're offering a square footage range from 1,716 square feet to 3,518 square feet. In terms of floor plan layouts, they're offering 3 to 7 beds and 2.5 to 4.5 baths. Their starting price is pretty competitive, starting at $406,990. All right, as I stated earlier, Pulte just got in, so they don't have their model home up and running, but what I will show you are the Whitestone from other subdivisions like Grand Oaks. They have a Whitestone there, and I'll show you of what that looks like. Given that they just started building here, it was difficult to get the specs that they're offering here at Cordova Palms. But here's what we know. Pulte will have 5 different floor plans ranging in size from 2,093 square feet to 3,266 square feet. If we just look at the Whitestone, your options are 4 to 5 beds and 2.5 to 4.5 baths. All right, so as we talk about builders and types of homes, one thing to note here is that you can actually rent here at Cordova Palms. So as you see behind me, there's a sign that says new homes for rent. So if you are in a situation, which happens a lot, where you're thinking about moving down here, but you don't know if you're gonna pick the right location, renting might be a good option. If you are risk averse in terms of not wanting to buy something and be locked down for maybe 2 years because you're trying to avoid the tax repercussions if you sell quickly, right? But renting could be an option. You know, I know some people that want to rent just to play it safe. They'll rent for 6 months or month to month. They'll explore and then they buy their home or where they want to be in St. Johns County or St. Augustine. Or there's some people that say, you know what, doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go in, buy my medium house or not so much my dream house, and then explore the areas. And then if I sell, you know, I sell it, or if not, I can just upgrade and rent that property. So something to think about. They do offer rental properties here at Cordova Palms. All right, so let's talk about schools. So if you purchase a home here, you're gonna be zoned for the following schools. So your elementary school is gonna be the John A. Cruikshank. The middle school is gonna be the Sebastian Middle School, and then your high school is gonna be the St. Augustine High School. All right, let's go check out the amenities. Man, I am sweating over here. I feel like, whew, did you guys see that? Oh my gosh. Don't show that in slow motion. Anyways, oh, I feel like Patrick Ewing glistening in the basketball court. And then a crazy basketball game. Anyways, so as you can see behind me too, look, there's still, you know, a lot of construction going on. And actually Cordova Palms is sitting at a 6% built out rate. So if you wanted to move in here, you got plenty of time. All right, I had to go hide here in the shade because it's so hot. But if you were thinking about moving down here to St. Augustine or St. Johns County, then definitely subscribe and click that bell for notification so you can stay up to date on all the lifestyle and market trends here in St. Augustine, Florida and St. Johns County. My name is Manny Ortega, along with my beautiful partner and wife, Carolina Ortega. We took a leap of faith and we moved from Boston, Mass to down here to St. Augustine, Florida, along with our kids. And we have a blast enjoying Florida. Florida is amazing. So if you're thinking about doing that, definitely hit us up. We would love to help you make a seamless transition down here to Florida. We get text messages, emails, and phone calls from people like yourself that are trying to make a move. And we have a blast helping you guys get down here. All right. All right, let's go check out the amenities. All right, so I'm here at the amenity center. So behind me, that's what they're gonna have in terms of amenities. They're gonna have a 0 entry lap pool, a picnic pavilion, a clubhouse, and then as I pan out this way, this is where they're gonna have the dog park. So the dog park is right behind me, and I know, again, it doesn't look like much. It actually looks like an old school bus stop. You know what I'm talking about? That's it right there. So this is where the amenity center is gonna be. One thing to know when it comes to the amenities, based on the pictures that we're seeing, it looks like they're gonna have pickleball courts or tennis courts as well. All right, so why should you choose Cordova Palms over another spot here in St. Augustine or St. John's? Now, before I answer that question, I gotta let you in on a little secret. You know, this is the bizarre, unique thing that I said earlier in the video. So there's a couple things. The first thing, as you probably are aware by now, is the fact that Cordova Palms is, and I already mentioned this, but it's literally on a flight path for the Northeast Florida Regional Airport. So if you have a tough time seeing those planes or hearing those planes, then this area might not be good for you, right? Because you're gonna be hearing that every 5 minutes, okay? That's the first thing. This means that you'll definitely hear planes over your home. So just picture yourself barbecuing in your backyard and hearing that sound, or maybe even inside your home perhaps. Are you okay with that? Maybe, maybe not. But just know that you'll be underneath that air traffic. All right, so the second thing you should know about is, and I already mentioned this earlier, but there are railroad tracks that run parallel to Route 1. So here's Route 1 here, and this is the railroad tracks that are right here. So right behind me is the entrance to Cordova Palms. This is the entrance. And so that's something you want to think about too. So could there be a case where you're running late or you need to get out of your house and the train is passing by? Yep, this also means that you'll likely hear the train passing by as well. So not only are you going to get the acoustics of the planes adding to your orchestra, but the train ensemble as well. Now, living in the city of Boston, planes and train noise was never a problem for me, but that's just something to think about as you think about moving to this location. All right, the third thing you should think about, or you should know, is that the Florida Department of Transportation is planning to build a highway that basically drops off at the southern part of Cordova Palms. So behind me is where the road is gonna end or come from, right from over here. And then it's gonna turn and basically drop you off at Route 1 over here to my right. So there's Route 1. Behind me is Cordova Palms, okay? And then behind me over here is where that road is gonna come from. So I'm gonna show you a map of what that looks like, of what they're planning. And that's something you should think about or know if you're thinking about moving down here. Now that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. As I looked into this, it was a little strange because the initial drawings had State Route 313 or 313 at the south end of Cordova Palms, but the actual road sign that's posted on the street says State Route 3112 or 312. But they're essentially planning on connecting State Route 312, which is just a little north of St. Augustine South, to Route 1 near Cordova Palms. And they're planning on doing that by using State Road 207 and Route 16. Again, just something to think about as you do your research. All right, so the fourth thing is a doozy, you know, but how do I explain it? You know what, let's just roll the clip.
Earnest money back from her builder, Dreamfinders Homes. According to police reports, they found multiple houses with bullet holes in them, and workers were almost hit by live rounds.
We're afraid. We're scared to move into the neighborhood and fear that a stray bullet is going to hit my kids.
She is one of 4 families we talked to that backed out of the Dreamfinders Cordova Palms development. The Dreamfinders website for the Cordova Palms neighborhood boasts a dog park, a splash pad, and a children's play area, but it doesn't disclose a gun range nearby that you can very easily hear. Saltwater's shooting club is about a mile to the south of the development. It has a long rifle range that for the last 10 or so years pointed into undeveloped woodlands. But like much of St. Johns County, housing moved in next door.
That's right, bullets can fly, right? What's the golden rule of firearms, or one of the golden rules is to know your backstop and beyond it. And apparently they failed to realize that bullets can fly, and if there's nothing stopping it, something will. Obviously, that gun range has been in operation for years without a problem, but now with all the growth happening here, the trees are getting cut down and houses are going up. In any event, I asked the agent that's here working for Dreamfinders about the situation, and they basically said that it was resolved. I asked if there was an official document from the county or sheriff's department that explained the problem and how it was resolved, and I didn't get much. They essentially told me that the gun range rearranged their shooting range and pivoted from Cordova Palms' northeast direction to shooting west away from the master plan community. I would rather have Dreamfinders put out an official statement and apology than to try to hide it under the rug and hope no one finds out about it. I looked on their website and I didn't see anything either. It makes me feel a little uneasy, and that stinks because honestly, this is a great location. I thought about it even for myself. The houses you can find here are great, honestly. I'm not trying to discourage you from buying a home here at Cordova Palms. I'm just letting you know the situation. Regardless though, Pulte Homes came in and is building a bunch of homes as well. So if they think it's safe to do that, and they're a multi-billion-dollar company, then it's probably safe to move in as well. I'm just letting you guys know. But let me know what you think. Would you feel safe if you purchased a home here? Are you okay with the fix? By the way, I put a link on the description below that gives a little more info on the new road and the gun range situation. One final note before we end this video, please note that Cordova Palms does have CDD fees. Hey, so hopefully this video was helpful for you, and if it was, do me a solid, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to the channel if you're thinking about moving down here. My wife and I, we would love to help you get down here. God bless you and stay safe.